Hey everybody, it's that time. I said I was going to do this once I got 1,000 subscribers, so the time has come. I am going to open up a box of 1986 Topps Wax packs, and I'm going to go through the first 35 packs, and then pack 36, I'm going to chew the gum. So we'll see how that goes. 1986 Topps, not ripe with rookies, but some good Hall of Famers. Probably one of the better cards in there is the Don Mattingly. You can also get a Kirby Puckett, Roger Clemens second-year card. Of course, Nolan Ryan, if anything, is going to be popular, but I think Don Mattingly was the big chase card back then, and may still be. I don't know. But anyway, I ordered this off of eBay. Paid $30 plus 10 for shipping, so a total of $40. Which was the cheapest price I found it on eBay, and I don't know why it's so much since the cards aren't really worth a whole lot. But the person who mailed it to me certainly packaged it well, so I'll give them good feedback. Don't think these cards were tampered with. I don't know why you tamper with something like this. It's not really anything to tamper with, I wouldn't think. Now maybe 85 you might have to worry about that. Starting 85, 83, 85 on back, you have to worry about this. Now this actually has also plastic wrap around it, and I don't know if that's from the person who shipped it to me or if Topps came that way. I don't know. So we shall see. I'll just get the cellophane off of here and we'll get going. You see it's got Pete Rose, his last card, one of his last cards as a player. He did have several cards as manager later on, but there you go. Also on the front was a Dwight Gooden card, and that was obviously big in the day. You had George Brett, a Hall of Famer, on this side. Saved this box because there are cards underneath, and so you have a panel of cards here: Gooden, Fisk, Guerrero, and Guidry, two Hall of Famers, two good players, but not Hall of Famers. And let's check the condition of the actual packs themselves. They look like they're in pretty decent shape. I'm no expert on this, but it appears that these are pretty solid. Like I said, I can't see any reason in the world anyone would want to search these packs. Let's see, why isn't this thing opening up for me? I don't want to mess the box up, so I'm just going to basically just fold it over like this for now. All right, so let's see what we get. Like I said, I guess the best card to get out of that would be the Don Mattingly. And I do have some card sleeves handy, penny sleeves, in case I find anything worth penny sleeving. And I'm interested to see what the condition of the gum is, because if I'm going to chew this stuff, I want to know what it's all about. If it's brown and nasty looking, I may have to go back on that. All right, so let's look at the first pack, and let's see if the gum sticks to a card or whether it sticks to... Actually, it didn't stick to anything. The gum in here, folded in half, broken in half. Let's see. It is a pretty solid piece there. It's going to take some doing to chew that, I think. Let's look at the cards themselves. They do come with, each pack did come with a Spring Fever baseball to win a trip to spring training, which obviously is no good now. So let's look at the cards, and I noticed a lot of these are, frontwards and backwards and so forth. So we got Robin Yount, Hall of Famer. That's pretty good. I'll just pull the Hall of Famers to the side. Ron Rumenick, Bob Horner, Claudell Washington, Alfredo Griffin, Charlie Moore, Ernie Witt, Manny Trio, Glenn Hoffman. There's an Ozzie Smith All-Star card. I'll pull the All-Star cards and put them on that side. Cesar Cedeno, Kent DeColvey, Frank Tanana, Jim Gantner, and Ben Oglivie. All right, so that is the first pack, and I'm going to have a stack of packs when I'm done. And wrappers. I got to figure out what to do with all these wrappers. I probably should have a trash bag in here with me. All right, here's pack number 2. See how the gum does on this one. Yep, it didn't stick to anything, and I think this one's a full piece. Yep, this one stayed solid, so keep that over there. Of course, we'll take out the Spring Fever thing, and we'll see what we've got. We've got Dave Engel, Bob Shirley, Dwayne Walker, Max Venable, Darryl Motley Crew, Dan Billardello, Tom Gorman, Gary Woods, Kurt Bavacqua. Speaking of bubblegum, he was the bubblegum blowing champion in 1970. I want to say 75, 76, somewhere in that neighborhood. Pat Sheridan. Astros leaders, which is just a leader card, and they put the prominent player on the picture, which in this case was Jose Cruz. Damaso Garcia, Bill Dawley, Dick Schofield, and Chris Patero. Never heard of him either. Let's look at the backs of the cards real quick. First, let's look at the front. The design, you have the team name, position, and the player name. You see the borders are black up for the first maybe 15 to 20% of the card. Everything else is white. You can tell this one's definitely off-centered. You flip it over, you've got all their major league totals, and it didn't show it on this card. I have to get a better player, I guess, to check that out. Let's look at Robin Yount. When they lead the league in something, they put a diamond next to it, and they also put it in a different script. You can see in 1982 he had that MVP season, 210 hits, 46 doubles, slugged .578. So that's why he led the league in all those categories. So that's why that's what they do to kind of differentiate that. This card is actually in the centering, looks pretty good on that, so not too bad. All right, let's go to the next and see what we get on this Manic Monday. Manic Bubblegum Monday, maybe. All right, we got Ben Ogilvy. We got a Ricky Henderson All-Star, so put the All-Star cards over there. Jose Uribe, Craig Def Lefferts, Marty Grin and Barrett. Another All-Star, Donnie Baseball. Nelson Simmons, Pat Tabler. There's a Cal Ripken. Nice card of Cal Ripken, Hall of Famer. That looks like that's in pretty decent shape. A little bit off-center on the back. The front looks pretty decent, but a little bit off-center top to bottom. Where did I leave off? I think I left off at Alan Ashby, Frank White, Dwayne Murphy, Paul Runge, Howard Johnson, Hojo. I think that's his rookie card, but maybe 85. No, I take it back. I think 85 might be his rookie card, or even 84. Hojo. And then Moose Haas. All right. Not a whole lot there, other than the All-Star card and Ripken. But no regular Mattingly base card. That's kind of what the search is for here. It's for Clemens, Puckett, and Mattingly. Those are probably the three biggest chase cards, if you want to call it that, although there's not much of a chase in this. All right. Booker. Scott Bradley. I don't know why they put these in upside down and backwards like that. You would think with the sorting they'd be able to figure this stuff out. Here's Eddie Murray, another Hall of Famer. A little bit off-centered right to left, but still in good shape. Still retains that fresh out of the pack bubblegum type smell, which is really brings back a lot of memories. Urbano Lugo, Rick Honeycutt, Steve Garvey, Hall of Famer. Oh no, he's not a Hall of Famer, is he? Probably should be, but I don't think he is. But he's definitely on the radar. I mean, he had 2,400 hits. So I don't know. Ron Davis, Rob Deere. I know that's his rookie card. Mark Bailey. There's a Hall of Famer. Ozzie Smith. So we have an Ozzie Smith Hall of Famer. Again, a little bit off-center. Kind of hard to get these cards where they're not off-center a lot of times. Luis De Leon, Jim Sundberg, and Doug Corbett. All right. Next pack. And pack 36 is the one I'm lamenting because that's the gum pack. So this one's actually stuck a little bit to the card, but I don't think it suffered any ill effects. Then again, unless you get a PSA 10 of these, it's probably not going to be worth a whole lot. Unless it's a Mattingly or a Clemens or somebody like that. Here's Motley, Bill Ardello. We're already getting some duplicates. Dom Gorman, Mark Brown, Pete Ladd, Jim Rice, Hall of Famer. Again, looks to be a little bit off-centered, right to left. Gino Petralli, Tim Laudner, Juan played again, Samuel, Rick Innocent Lysander, Roy Smalley, Tom Bernansky. This is a Twins fact. Look at all these Twins in here. Tom Bernansky, Andy Van Slyke, Dickie Knowles, and Alan Bannister. And away we go with another pack. I guess I should show the wrapping. I'll do that on the next pack to see what they wrote on the writings of what you could win besides the trip to the All-Star game through the Spring Fever stuff. All right, we got Scott McGregor, Burt Beholm, Bly Levin. I think he's a Hall of Famer, or he should be if he's not. I think he got in. Cecil Fielder, that's another nice card, his rookie card. So we'll put that to the side as a rookie card. I forgot about that card. Scott McGregor, Mel Hall, although I don't think it's worth a whole lot. Brad Wellman, Ron Kittle, could be wrong, I don't know. Mitch Webster, Juan Beniquez, Dave Winfield, Hall of Famer, and that's definitely off-center left to right. These packs have had centering issues, I can see. Here's Frank DiPino, Barry Bonnell, Ed Romero, Len Dykstra, that's his rookie card, but not worth a whole lot, and it's definitely off-centered. But I'll put it over there since it's a rookie anyway. Bill Bradley and Dave Schmidt. All right, we're trudging right along. No Gooden, no Mattingly, no Puckett, and no Clemens yet, but we got a lot of packs to go. So plenty of chances for that to show up. Be funny if it showed up in the 36 pack. Terry Whitfield, Jerry Don Gleaton, Dave Rucker, Carlos Diaz, Ken Phelps, Dion and the Belmont James, Rick Rhoden is the Pirates leader, Wayne Tollison, Odeby Young again McDowell, Mookie Wilson with the Mets leaders, Bill Duran Doran, Mike Morgan, upside down, John Christensen, Carmelo Martinez, and then Willie Randolph with the Yankees leaders. So not a whole lot there. It's a lot of packs, so try to not make it as boring as I can. That's why I want to do it as a premiere, so at least you guys could chat and have some fun at my expense, or at my lack of boring you. Everybody's fast forwarding to the end to see me chew the gum, I'm sure. All right, here's Mitch Webster, Glenn Hoffman. Of course, that's one of the things about Premiere, you can't do that, I don't believe. Ozzie Smith, All-Star. Cesar Cedeno, but if you're watching after fact, you can do that, of course. DeColvey, Frank Tanana, we're starting to get some duplicates again. Jim Gantner, there's a Kirk Gibson, decent card. Dave Henderson had that famous home run in '86 off of Donnie Moore. Lee Smith, Hall of Famer. That one, the centering's about 55-45, not too bad. Doug DeCinces, Dennis Lamp, Roger McDowell, Rick Cerone. Used to not like those Braves baby blue uniforms. And Gary Maddox. In fact, everybody back in the day, the Expos and everybody, their road uniforms were not gray. They were this powder blue most of the time. Very odd, but it's typical 80s. Very 80s. Gosh, so the gum actually stuck there to Milt Wilcox. Sorry about that, Milt. Now see, the ever popular checklist is in this batch. Got Milt Wilcox, Ron Reynolds, Candy Maldonado, there's your checklist. Cal Ripken All-Star, put him over there. Joe Cowley, Al Pardo. He couldn't have done a whole lot. He played in 34 games, had 75 at bats, and hit 147. So it's Mike Marshall, Terry Forster, Tommy Herr, one of those guys that had 100 RBIs with less than 10 home runs. He was one of the most modern type guys to do that. Ted Simmons, people think he's borderline Hall of Fame. Sid Fernandez, Onyx Concepcion, Dane Orge, and Dave Anderson. We're trudging along here in 1986, going down memory lane, looking at some of the players that you may have watched growing up. We got another Ken Phelps. We're starting to definitely get duplicates here. Deion James, Rick Rhoden, Dave Engel. Funny how there's no duplicates of Don Mattingly. That would be something. Shirley, Walker, Venable, had all these before. Pendleton, that's a new one. Slot, Phil Garner, Scrap Iron, Jim Pankovitz. The reason I know Pankovitz is because his hometown, or he's living now in Richmond, Virginia, which is why I know him. Not personally, but I knew that. All right, here's Tony Gwynn, Hall of Famer. That's a good one to have. Centering, you can tell again, is way off. It's about 60-40 at least, if not 65-35. But still a nice card to have. Toby Harrah and Andy Hawkins. So a couple of them are penny sleeve worthy, I think. None of them are top loader worthy, I don't believe, unless you get a Mattingly. Although ironically, I don't have my Mattingly in a top loader, just got it in a penny sleeve. But the one I have from previous. Which that's an old one, so that's probably not in the best condition anyway. Buddy Bell, Tim Burke, Mike Schmidt, Hall of Famer. Can't go wrong with Mike Schmidt. That card's not too bad centered. A little bit left to right, but a little bit more on the left than on the right, but not horrible. Alan Nicely, Cliff Johnson, Johnny LeMaster, Pat Clements, Dan Quisenberry. Solid relief pitcher back in the day. That sidewinding thing there. Jody Davis Eyes. Buck Martinez, announcer for the Blue Jays. Fernando Mania was wild in the 80s. He was still going strong in 86. 1986, he won 17 games. Oh, in 85, rather, he won 17 games. Actually, in 86, he won over 20 games. Jim Wolford, Randy Hunt, Kevin Gross, and Bert Happy Hooten, the knuckleball. Move on to another pack. And I said I was going to do this before, and I forgot to do it, so I'll do it now. So I dropped the gum. Look at the pack itself. Let's see what is on here. Let's see. Special offer. There's some spring training special offers. 15 cards and 1 stick of gum. It's a no purchase necessary doojiggy. And then the ingredients of the gum: dextrose, corn syrup, gum-based softeners, artificial flavors, coloring, and BHT to maintain freshness. So there you go. Everything you want to know about Topps gum, and we're afraid to ask. All right, here's Pat Clements, Scotty McGregor, Bert Beholm, Bly 11, second one of him, Hall of Famer. Cecil Fielder, second one of him. Oops, let's put him over here where he belongs. That stack of notables. Mel Hall, Brad Wellman, Ron Kittle, Rance Mullenix, Gene Garber, sidewinding reliever, Tom Nieto, Freddie Lynn, Tom Waddell, Mike Stenhouse, Don Baylor, and Bob McClure. As we're traipsing along through these packs of 1986 Topps. Starting to run out of space to put my trash. I should have plotted this out a little bit better, I guess. I'm just trash over to where the box is, so I can throw this out with the box. That's what I should have been doing earlier, is putting them where the box is, so I have a place for the trash. Okay. Joe Cowley, Al Pardo, Milt Wilcox, Terry Whitfield, Jerry Don Gleaton, Dave Rucker, Carlos Diaz, Fletcher, Rick Dempsey, Randy O'Neill, Chris Chambliss, Gary Lucas. His name is Lucas. He lives on the second floor. Bob Nepper, Jack Clark, solid player, not a Hall of Famer, but a solid player. Domingo Ramos, Jack Clark. That big home run in 85 off of Tom Niedenfuhr in the playoffs in 1985. All right. Gum broken half, stuck a little bit to Steve Buechele. Still got that nice smell that you remember when you open packs when you were a kid, so that kind of brings back a lot of memories, just the smell of that. It's amazing what a smell will do. Chuck Cottier, John McNamara, Mike Easler. Here's one of these Pete Rose, I don't know what you call them cards, through the years cards, I guess. Aurelio Lopez, Ricky Adams, George Bamberger, Jerry Royster, Ryan Sandberg, Hall of Famer, but that's definitely off center top to bottom. The sides are okay, but the top to bottom centering is not very good. Chris Cotaroli, oh, there we go. ID Jester. Take a look, ID. There he is, Mark Gubaza. Just for you, Mark Gubaza. And in 85, he was 14-10 for 4.96 ERA. Or is that 4.06? My eyes are getting bad on me. It's 4.06, my bad. Wasn't that? He wasn't as bad as I thought, ID. 4.06. How about that? So you got a Gubaza for your trouble there, Mr. ID. John Tudor, Luis Salazar, and Chris Cotaroli finish out the thing. I'm going to put Mr. ID. Gubaza over there by himself. He's sort of like my John Wathan. The way Jabs does John Wathan, Gubaza is my John Wathan. If you want to make a comparison. right, let's see what we get here. We got Steve Sachs, Rob Wilfong, Bill Caudle, the inspector, Al Cowens, Ron Robinson, Wayne Gross, Jaime Kokenauer, or Jamie Kokenauer, Don Carmen, the Sarge, Gary Matthews, Buddy Bell, Tim Burke, another Mike Schmidt. This one centering looks to be a little bit better. Alan Nicely, Cliff Johnson, and Johnny LeMaster. So again, you're starting